Hey folks, this is ioEther and we're back with some more World of Tanks. As you can see, this is the Great Taz in his T92. This is a tier 10 game on Serene Coast, and we're bottom tier, and a scout tank nonetheless. Now this is a premium scout tank. This is the more, as far as the American tech tree goes, this is brand new. It's a T92 scout tank. I don't think I've ever seen one of these from this point of view. I've shot at them a bunch, but I've never actually seen one or handled one, so this should be an interesting game. Before we get started, as always, if you think this deserves the MVP for the week, then please hit the like button. If you don't like this kind of content, then hit the dislike button. And please also, if you want to see more of this kind of content, then subscribe, and in all things, thank the patrons. That handbrake turn, though, that without that handbrake turn, he was hit. He was gonna get hit. Wow. I tried to say hit and shot at the same time, and it came out as a word that I don't want to repeat because this is supposed to be a family-friendly channel. But I'm sure if you didn't catch it, you can put those two words together and figure out what word I came up with. Whoops, my bad. I'm going to try and remember to edit that out. It may not happen, in which case I'm sorry. Okay, so after me making one major mistake, and so far, Great Taz has not made any mistakes. I'm just going to end up calling him Taz. That is what I've known him by for longest. He's looking like he's wanting to inch around this. I'm not in fixed camera mode. Oopsies. I was like, I wonder why I can't see where he's looking. Because I'm in the wrong camera mode. That's how that works. So this thing does barely any damage at all. It does reload nice and quickly though. So assuming he can get himself into a location where he can just start dealing damage, and then he should actually be fairly okay. He's looking for that AMX 5100, because obviously he wants to take it out as quickly as possible. The 5100 is rather deadly. The Hawk is also deadly because of the fact that it's the enemy scout tank. If you can take out the enemy eyes, then that makes taking out the enemy team so much easier. Especially when you're in something like a light tank or a medium tank, where your camo value is really important to you. Tank destroyers, if you are in a lightly armored one, then yes, your camo value is really important to you. But tank destroyers tend to stay out of the combat range and just be firing into it, whereas light and medium tanks tend to be inside the enemy territory. If they're like, like this batch head is, where he's trying to get flanking shots on the enemies right now. Unfortunately, all that means is these enemies had less to face, so they broke through because there wasn't enough pressure being exerted on them from the backside. Now, with all of them pushing in towards our base, there isn't much of a line defense. There's a couple of tank destroyers. Oh, there's my mouse. A couple of tank destroyers that are going to line up here, but the M48 is the only thing with real armor in that stack, so if he gets himself taken out or even has to back off, then that's going to really impose. Now, for some reason, the artillery has chosen to stay out in the more or less open. Now, there is some rocks there that he may be taking cover behind, but it's not like a ton of cover. Switching back over to Taz now, who's encountered an Udiz. He manages to dodge the first shot, comes inside it, and now this poor Udiz is dead. Because he's just going to continually reload. Unfortunately for us, there is a 5100 that's on its way and has more than enough capability to clip us out. Unless, of course, he gets taken out by a friendly Batchat. One last shell into the Udiz. There we go. And now we are on his way. So thankfully for the Batchat player, otherwise that would have been the end to this very, very otherwise uneventful game. But that not being the end means we have places to be, and those places are over here on this hill. so you can get shots down into the guys who are otherwise capping our base. No, actually, it looks like he wants to take up this position. If he can get up onto these rocks, just like this, then he can fire. Blind is a Centurion. Nice job. And then pick up the Leopard. Oh, you fired under the Leopard. And just behind the T-54. But the Leopard's going to give us another opportunity. Unfortunately, not quite the role we were looking for. Oh, come on. Seriously. What's the... I have 150 average damage. Oh, that's unfortunate. So that means he rolled 30 points low, which is... You only need 15 points to kill that poor Leopard. So, nope. The Batchat comes in and gets those kills with his loadout. And so we're stuck with only having 2 kills so far. That's just a bit depressing. We're gonna speed this up a little bit because all the action is gonna be back on the other side of the map. He's not gonna punch through a Badger, not with this gun, not at this range, not that angle. So he's gonna have to get up on the flank of the Badger if he wants to do damage. Somewhere over in this area. The problem with this area is it's a lot closer to a Badger. It's also not very much filled with cover, so he is going to have to be very careful about how he does this. Nope. In fact, he looks like he's leaving again. We're going to speed this up again. Because as long as he's heading in the opposite direction, I'm going to want it to be a little faster. Oh, the 5120 sneaking around the flank. We spot him about the same time he spots us. He's coming back for that shot. If he connects with a single shot, that is most likely going to spell the end for us. Manages to get one shot into the 5120 before he's just got to go. Now the 5120 is the last enemy left on the board. Our team cleaned up the rest. AC-48 taking out that Badger for pretty much guaranteeing the win. However, this AMX 5120 is still going to be an issue. It is a formidable. Yeah. It's a big, heavy tank. Formidable tank. You know, I'm gonna stop trying this, but it's a powerful big tank. That's what I was trying to say. There's one miss. He had artillery getting shots in for us, and really? What? He's firing HE. He's firing HE, and that was eaten by our tracks, which just stopped us dead and pointed the gun at the ground. And he's fired 3 shells, if I remember correctly. Now that's assuming he reloaded from the shot he fired at us way back here. If he didn't, he is now reloading. What are the odds? Apparently it doesn't matter, because the odds are we're gonna finally get our gun on target. Wow, that was... Wow! Actually, there's 2 guys he can platoon up with for our brothers in arms if he's thinking straight after this. What's got to be a hair-raising stunts. I can't believe that he went flying off here and like should have died, but didn't. Wow. Well done, sir. Let's jump over and see his battle results and see if he actually got into that platoon or not. So it turns out no platoon. That's only a 2nd class master badge, what he did there. Spotter, fire for effect. He got the Warlock's Medal for destroying 2 enemies that are higher tier than him. And that would, of course, be the Centurion 71 and the 5120. Also managing to scrape together 1,400 actual damage and 1,400 spine damage. Managed to get him top experience and just missed 1,000 by a little bit. Well done overall. For a tier 8 in this game, he definitely carried his own. And nice job with spine damage as well. Managing to land these 2 numbers pretty close to one another. That dive at the end though was still hilarious, and I can't believe it worked out the way it worked out. Well done, sir. Wait, what? Oh, okay. And thank you so much for sending this in. Again, if you guys think this deserves an MVP, please hit that like button. Dislike if you don't like the content. If you do like the content and you want more of it, hit the subscribe button. And all things, thank the patrons for they are amazing, and they put together this MVP program for you guys and for everybody else that watches. So thank you all for watching. Have a great night. This ioEther out.